Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, today we are going to be talking about international Islamic schools. There's a lot of confusion about the types of schools and what type of school, where am I going to be putting my kids. So today we came to an international Islamic school to show you what it is about. So stay tuned. We are going to be talking a lot of detail in this video about what this school is, why it might be a great option for your kids, and what you need to do to get your kids in a school like this one. So today we are at Bedaya International School right behind me. This school was actually recommended to us by one of the parents who has their kids already here. The school is located in New Cairo. It goes from K to 12. It follows the American curriculum, but it also has IB. And they teach all the secular studies, English, math, and science. But the beautiful thing about this school is they also have Quran, Arabic, and Islam. But one thing to keep in mind is the Quran and the Islam are not the same level as the Azhari schools. The Islam is more of morals, character building, and stories. In the Quran is more reading with tajweed, but there's also some Quran memorization if you are interested in that. For those students, especially if you're coming from US or from one of the Western countries, there is also Arabic support for an extra cost. So if your kid is maybe in 8th grade and they don't have enough Arabic, they can also get that extra support, which is beautiful. And one of the best things about these international Islamic schools is the Islamic environment that they provide the kids throughout their studies here. We were just here for a short period of time, just getting some information, and we saw parents, we saw mothers come in with hijab and niqab, and we saw kids, teenagers with their hijab. It's just that the environment that is there is conducive to Islam and conducive to an Islamic upbringing and character building, inshallah. Also, one of the things they're very careful about is that the genders are separated. They do that after the 5th grade. And also they don't celebrate Christmas and Easter, and definitely no music here. So I believe that the environment that they provide the kids is a truly an Islamic environment. So let's get into the details of this international school. One thing I would like you to know is that although we are providing you all this information about these schools, we're not recommending one school over the other. It is for you as a parent to come and do your homework and decide what is best for you and your family. And we know choosing a school can be very, very difficult and overwhelming for parents. So if you have any questions, you can always contact us through our website, which is in the description. If you're interested in the school and you have applied to the school, the first thing that will happen is they'll do an assessment test for secular studies as well as Arabic to see how proficient your kids are. And one of the things to keep in mind once your kids are in classes here is that the student to teacher ratio is about 24:1. And out of those 24 kids, maybe 4 are international kids from US, UK, or Palestinians, Syrians, whatever the case may be. So keep that in mind that there is a small international community of kids. Also, one of the things is that everything is taught in English except for Arabic, Quran, and Islam, of course. One of the things we wanted to make sure when we went into the school is to kind of assess if they were actually talking in English. We saw that the teachers, as well as the admin staff at the front desk, not only spoke English, but spoke English with little to no accent, in American accent, actually. So this was very encouraging for us. Also, we asked about the teachers, and they tell us, according to them, the teachers have very high qualifications. Not only do they have high qualifications, they also make sure that the teachers have taught in the American system or in the IB system to benefit the kids. One of the other things as parents we are really concerned about, especially with kids coming from the West, is how well they're going to integrate into the schooling system here. One of the good things they said is that they have a school psychologist, they have a counselor that works with the kids to make sure that the transition of the kids from the West to the Egyptian system to these schools is very, very, very smooth, and they stay with the kids to ensure that and continue to communicate with the parents until the student is properly integrated into the system. And another thing that really concerns parents is once my kids graduate from this international school, where can they go? What universities do they go to? So they were able to share some data with us. They said that although most of the students will go to universities here, but there are some students that go to UK as well as the US. So as a parent, with kids from the West, it always is reassuring to make sure that after my kids graduate from here, they can go back to the US or UK and go to university there. So the other thing that concerns us as a a parent is to make sure that, we can get our kids visas. So they have a department that actually takes care of visas. You have to make sure that you get all your documents, all your kids' transcripts or grade reports verified by the State Department or by the Egyptian embassy in your home country. Once you have that, you bring the documentation here, and they'll work step by step with you to get you your renewable 1-year visa, which is amazing. And the parents can also get a visa through the kids, to the best of our understanding. So if you choose to put your kids here, there are a lot of residential options. There are buildings around me. You'll see buildings all around where you can actually live. Not sure what the rents are, but you can also live in Rehab. You can also live in Madinaty. Actually, these guys are going to have another campus closer to Madinaty. But keep in mind that there is a bus system. The bus will come and pick your kids up and drop them off. It's a door-to-door service. So that's an amazing service they have. Of course, it is at a cost. So now let's talk about the most important thing. What does it cost? Like any other international school, it'll be on the higher end of tuition in Egypt. So you start with an application fee. There's a minimal application fee of $3,000. Then you have to pay a registration fee once the students are admitted. And then, of course, there's the tuition fee. The tuition fee here includes books and activities, which is amazing because some of the schools is separate. So for elementary school, it is about 180,000 guinea for the year. And for middle school, it is about 205,000 guinea per year. And for high school, it is about 240,000 guinea per year. Keep in mind that these costs increase every year by 10 to 15%. So you have, as you're budgeting, keep that in mind. May Allah do what is best for you, your family, and your kids. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen.